She's really good.
Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tay, and today we are talking about Man's Best Friend because it's a pretty great album, and I think all the negative attention surrounding it has turned people away from it, even though it's pretty good. And I made a video defending this album and Sabrina from the hate, but now I just want to take some time and appreciate this album and enjoy it for what it is. Sometimes we need a fun, silly album, and that time is now because everything outside is on fire. So, with that being said, let's get started. Man Child, this song is a real gem. I feel like there has been this ongoing sentiment for straight women where, like, these men just can't even do the bare minimum. The amount of TikToks I've seen of girlfriends posting something their boyfriend did and it's like weaponized incompetence, it's like astounding. And all the comments, of course, are like, is he your ex-boyfriend now? Like, you left him, right? Sabrina just understands how a lot of women are feeling right now and explains it in a way that balances the seriousness with the silliness. The music video was so good. It's one of the best music videos I've seen in a really long time. I can't believe it didn't win Video of the Year at the VMAs. I was quite astounded. But listen, I'm not gonna come for Ariana. I'm gonna let her cook. But the Man Child music video was like one of the best we've had in a really long time.
But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
And the outro of this song, like the last chorus, is so freaking good. It just feels like girlhood. All the extra vocals and the ad-libs, it's just so fun and fills you with serotonin. It's the perfect album opener. Tears is a really good song. It is kind of simplistic, but it is just so catchy. Like, I was like, it's okay at first, and then I couldn't stop listening to it because of how catchy it is. The bridge is just the chorus again, but the way she delivers it during that part is so addictive. I think normally the notes go up during when she says I get wet, like normally it goes up, but during the bridge they go down, and so like having it switch up like that is really satisfying to my brain. And the music video is also iconic. Like, who else is doing it like Sabrina these days? I can remember in middle school just watching all these music videos, like Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce, amazing. Anything by Katy Perry, and like also Nicki Minaj, you know, all of these iconic music videos. Anything from the 1989 era, also, all of those music videos were smash hits. And like part of it is nostalgia bias, but like there just has been a decline in the quality of music videos lately. And so I'm so glad Sabrina is feeding us. And people keep saying it's too sexual. Have we forgotten California Girls or like Anaconda or Wrecking Ball? Like, it feels like we've had collective amnesia about how the pop girlies used to do things. And so I'm glad Sabrina is standing up, because I also need people to be reminded that women can dress and act however they want, because people are forgetting that too. But I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to get too worked up. But yeah, this music video is just iconic. Iconic song, iconic video. The VMA's performance was incredible. My Man on Willpower. Sabrina really loves this song, so I'm sorry to say it's my least favorite on the album, I think. I find it to be a bit grating. I don't like how it flows in the chorus. He used to be literally obsessed with me. I can't sing, right? But I just find that to be a little annoying. I do appreciate what she's saying about like how men kind of toss aside women sometimes. It is a relatable sentiment, and I think her comedy here is like really on point. She's talking about willpower and alluding to the fact that he's like suddenly become abstinent. You know, she says he fell in love with self-restraint and like he won't touch me with a 20-foot pole. And like men are often stereotyped, I guess, as always wanting sex. So the way she's acting genuinely confused in this song, I think is funny. She's like, can I return it and get back the version I like? This one's BS, baby. Like, he's defective because he doesn't want her anymore. See, many of these songs, Sabrina is the one who's humiliated, but she still makes a point to belittle the man and, like, you know, take jabs at him. Sugar Talking, this is one of those songs that I kind of hated when I first listened to it. Like, it was a skip for a while, but I'm kind of surprised at how much it grew on me. I generally like faster, more upbeat songs, so this isn't my usual jam, but I really like how the song flows and the production. It makes me feel like I'm floating, not like in an ascending way, but like laying on a waterbed, perhaps, even though I've never been on a waterbed before, but I imagine that's how it feels. The song creates a really strong mood and atmosphere. It's kind of angsty. She's kind of over his shenanigans, but she's also yearning for him. It reminds me of Style in that way. Like, it's not as good as Style, let me be clear. But it has, you know, the on and off relationship, and she knows she should be over him, but can't stop herself from inviting him over. It's definitely a vibe, so I do like her. We almost broke up again. I also find parts of this song to be grating, especially when she's singing the high notes in this song. I think I'm just kind of sensitive to that sort of thing, but outside of that, I do think it's a great song. My truth is I think this song is meant to be kind of a parody of Total Eclipse of the Heart and similar songs, because the structure of both of these songs is like almost identical, especially that last chorus. But the lyrics are obviously a lot more silly and not as serious as Total Eclipse of the Heart. She's like, you know, we forgave each other, and then we hooked up, and then we almost broke up again. And at the end, when she says, he gave me his whole heart, then I gave him head, it's like, it's kind of a masterpiece, guys. That's what I like about this album, is the lyrics are mostly her being heartbroken and feeling unappreciated by the man, but she's able to present it in a way that's not super serious. It feels like when you've gotten over a breakup, and, you know, you're laughing with your friends about how silly you acted in the relationship, or like, I can't believe I even dated him to begin with, but in the moment it was really emotionally devastating, and like, it was serious at the time, but when you look back, you're like, it was kind of funny. That's the vibe that this album gives. Nobody's Son is really underappreciated. Even I feel like I forget about it. The production is very weird. It reminds me of an ABBA song. It's very fun and addictive, but also wonky and strange. The whip sound is really, really good. Sabrina is able to use like weird noises and also vocal inflections and ad-libs. She just has taste for this kind of thing, dare I say. I like how the verses of this song are kind of a conversation. The first one is her like reading a text she got from the guy, and the second one feels like her monologuing about how she thought he'd eventually want her back. But the bridge is the real goods of this song, one of her best bridges. The way the mom keeps catching strays, could you raise him to love me maybe? And yes, I'm talking about your baby. Like, it's really funny. We know it's wrong to be blaming the mom for her son's actions, like literally blaming a woman for the behavior of a man. Like, we know it's wrong, but it's the kind of thing that we all secretly do. It's like an intrusive thought. That's another thing I like about this album. Sabrina admits to things that we all do, but most of us don't admit to. Never Getting Laid, I don't have much to say about it. This song also reminds me of an ABBA song. The chorus feels like pure sunshine, but the lyrics are really vindictive, you know? So I appreciate the juxtaposition. I do think this one lyrically is a bit on the nose. It's not as clever as some of her other ones, but it is very catchy. I don't really like the outro, at the end of the rainbow nonsense. It's cute, but I don't think it's really clever. I would say this is one of the weaker songs on the album, but it's still fun and catchy. When Did You Get Hot? This is one of her best songs, and I fear it will never be appreciated because the production isn't standard modern pop, but it has so many satisfying parts. Like, the glass shattering noise before the chorus starts is so good. And there are parts when like the beat skips or repeats. I'm not sure the proper terminology, but like those parts are really, really satisfying to me. The production feels very nostalgic. I mean, it's kind of like a funk song, right? And the lyrics are pretty good. She sets the scene where she's like at a party and she bumps into this guy she used to know and is like stopped in her tracks at how attractive he's become. And then they go back to her place and hook up, presumably. The second verse is especially good. It feels like she watched Hercules and was like, I want to write a song about this, and I appreciate that. The song literally feels like that photo of her where she's like biting her finger, or any of those photos you see in TikTok comments about thirsting after someone. There's something so girlhood about it, like giggling to your friends about how hot a guy is. Go-Go Juice. People really love this song, and I think it's good, but it's just not my cup of tea. It dips too close to country for my taste, but I find it to be funny and clever. Like, it's really iconic. It starts with her being sober, and then she gets more drunk as the song goes on. The second verse is really funny, like the ad-libs where she's getting more unhinged and impatient. She's like, answer me, it's really important, and it's not. And then she comes for them because the guy picks up and she's like, just trying different numbers, didn't think that you'd pick up. Like, you're not special, and I can't believe you even picked up. Like, again, she's making fun of the guy even though she's not on her best behavior either. The way she references her exes pretty directly is iconic. Who else could make a song like this? I saw a Ma edit to this song, and that was really, like, that really made my day. Don't worry, I'll make you worry. This song is very, very pretty. It's very pleasant to listen to, and she sounds really good. Like, I don't find myself going to listen to it very often, but when it comes on, I'm like, wow, like, this is a really gorgeous song. And this one also feels like a parody, because if you're not listening to the lyrics, it feels like a first dance wedding song. It's very intimate and romantic, but then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, she's emotionally manipulating this guy. She's like giving him the silent treatment. She says, I'll never let you know where you stand. And at the end, she's like, I'll leave you feeling like a shell of a man. See, that's funny to me. I am amused by this song. Again, she's admitting to things that we know are wrong, but we all kind of do because we're human, right? All right, we're almost at the end. House Tour. This song is fun, but kind of forgettable in my opinion. I enjoyed when it first came out how everyone like came together to figure out all of the innuendos she was making, because one person alone could not figure out all of the metaphors. There are like so many. It takes a really large amount of knowledge about sex to understand every single joke she's making in this song. Like the pineapple air freshener in his car, she's talking about getting eaten out in the back seat of his car. Like that, this is some higher level thinking going on in this song. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of serious because it is very clever. It does feel kind of like this song was made to go viral on TikTok, and it did, but My House is on Pretty Girl Avenue is just like so iconic. We just needed it as a society. All right, Goodbye. This is not one of my favorites on that album. The production just kind of displeases me. I'm not sure what exactly it is about it, but I do think it's clever, like her saying goodbye in all the different languages, and the lyrics are very snappy, like can't call it love, then call it quits, can't shoot me down, then shoot the... You know, like there's some charm to it, but it does kind of feel a bit forced. I don't love when an album closer has a title that makes it clear it was going to be the closing track. Because to me, that says that the artist came up with the title first and then built the song around it. Like they needed something to end the album with, and this was like the best they could do. At the end of the day, it's a fun song. It's just nothing to write home about. So yeah, that is how I'm currently feeling about Man's Best Friend. This album really is short and sweet, like unironically. There are a lot of gems, but also a few songs that are fun, but not as fleshed out as they could have been. I do think she got way more backlash for it than she ever possibly deserved, but I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to affect her and her music, because unfortunately hate can be a good motivator for an artist to make really good music. I imagine she's going to spend a lot more time on her next album. And like I said, sometimes we just need a fun album, and I think it's a shame that the hate has kind of put a damper on it. In my head, this album feels like it's surrounded by a dark cloud, but when I listen to it, I just feel jubilated and like dancing. In my other video about this album, I talked about how I said I think people are going to switch back up on Sabrina and like her again after The Life of a Showgirl comes out. But now I'm kind of fearing that the opposite is going to happen. I think people are going to turn on Taylor and by proxy Sabrina because of the life of a showgirl. That's just the feeling I'm getting, because it seems like the album is going to focus around the struggles a showgirl experiences, you know, having to travel and be away from home, and just the things that they have to hide in order to put on a great show. And to a lot of people, that's going to come across as wealthy, privileged women complaining about their lives, which understandably is not something a lot of people want to hear about right now. So yeah, I might make a whole video about it now that I'm thinking about it, because I am quite worried that like something is brewing. But anyways, let me know how you're feeling about Man's Best Friend. I know many people just simply weren't impressed by it, like they didn't have strong feelings either way. So yeah, let me know if it's grown on you at all, or do you think it's forgettable, or maybe you think it's iconic. Let me know, perhaps. Thanks for watching. Bye.